Out on my glorious walk. Today it's a little bit cloudy. There may be some rain coming. So, the next questions, and I believe I can sum up about 2 in this video. And the first one comes from Inga K. And Inga K is asking whether or not I'm going to write any more erotic novels. So, if you are previously familiar with my book, it's an erotic romance called Eyes of the Scarlet Rose. I've pretty much put up all the chapters of the book except for the last few. And the reason for that is I haven't found a quiet enough space to record the last few chapters. But I'm hoping now that I'm a little settled at my grandmommy's house that I can record the last few chapters and continue writing. I gotta watch my words there. Continue audio recording the last few chapters. With regards to me writing another erotic romance, well, a lot of people have asked me, am I going to continue on with Eyes of the Scarlet Rose? And I have got the impetus for that. There is a seed for that. But at this moment, I am not feeling that same pull like I felt when I first started writing that book, because I have often described that experience as being like a virus that just hit me, and I wrote that day and night and I could not stop. And I think that translates when people read the book because they can't put it down. And that's not me saying that. That is the feedback that I have received from so many people, so many of you guys, so many local people that didn't have any background about the book at all. They just started reading it just due purely because of affiliation, of knowing me. And yeah, it's just, it was every time I go over that story, it just takes me back. And so many of you have, I know, have been transported away in that story and have got swept up in that. And to me, that indicates, you know, like a very good storyline and indicative of, that's the whole part of story writing, and writing books is that escapism. And, you know, you can lock out of your life, you know, for a few hours and just get lost in that. And that's what makes a great, you know, book or TV series or anything. It's just that engagement. And every time I go back to that story, it's as fresh as if it happened yesterday. Oh gosh, Marcos and Bonnie. And even my girl, Claudia Exotica, I'm pretty sure that's her name on Instagram. She got Eyes of the Scarlet Rose tattooed on her arm. And to me, that's a huge honor and very privileged that someone would scar themselves of, you know, of my book. And that shows to me how much of an impression that you can actually make on somebody else's life. And that's what living is all about, is sharing and experiencing together. And you just don't know how your words and your actions can affect another soul, either on a small scale or even on a large scale. Like, that's one thing I think as humans, we, not all of us, but a lot of us take for granted. We have no idea how much of an impression we can leave on another. And to me, you know, I'm very conscious of that. I think a lot of conscious people are very aware of the footprint that they're leaving behind. So am I going to be writing another Eyes of the Scarlet Rose? Well, I'm not sure right now, but if I feel that pull, again, like I did in the beginning, you can bet that I'm absolutely going to be writing another book, because it would be a continuation of that, because I love Marcos and Bonnie so much. little interval, little interlude, a little walk before we answer the second question. So, the second question comes from Jennifer M. And Jennifer is a Vedic astrologer. And Jennifer is asking me my birthday, what time I was born, and I think that's it. Let me have a look. So Jennifer is asking, yes, my date of birth. I don't know how I started with that. Jennifer is asking my date of birth, the time that I was born. So my birthday is January 19th, 1982. So this year I'm 39, feeling like I'm 21 right now. And I was born at the edge of a thunderstorm, my mother tells me, at 3:30 p.m. So that's when I was born, in the afternoon, 3:30 p.m. apparently. And January the 19th, 1982 is my birthday. And I am an 80s child, proud of it. I love the 80s era, and if I could transport back to the 80s, by golly, life would be sweet, because I love everything about the 80s, love 80s music, love the 80s style. It just represents such a beautiful, happy, carefree time in my life, and it was wonderful, wonderful growing up in the 80s. How many of you guys were born in the 80s, and do you share the same love and passion for the 80s like I do? I'm sure you do.